Welcome to Downtown Sports. My name is Downtown Stephen Brown, and in today's video, guys, Merry Christmas, but also Happy World Juniors Day. And in this video, guys, we're going to be looking at some Toronto Maple Leaf prospects that are going to be playing in this year's World Junior Championship Tournament, and also looking at some of their other prospects, because the conceived notion is that they don't have any, and that's just not true. So we're going to start with the guy who's probably the highest touted out of the prospects who are playing in this tournament, and that's the right-handed shooting defenseman from Finland, Toby Nimela. Nimela or Nimela, there's a couple of different ways that you can pronounce it. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it for the purpose of this video. I will be saying Nimela, but he is a little bit of an undersized defenseman, but that has not stopped him from putting up absolute monster numbers in Finland's top league with 24 points in 31 games. He's 19 years of age right now and will be 20 in March, but by the end of this year, he'll already have 3 professional seasons playing in a men's league under his belt, playing with the best of the best that Finland has to offer. Maybe him being listed at 5'11" and 165 pounds doesn't necessarily get you the most excited, but I would tell you to look past that, because like we said, at the end of this year, he's going to be a 20-year-old prospect who's already had 3 professional seasons playing in a men's league under his belt, and playing in Finland's highest league, he's shown skills and the ability to be effective in all 3 zones of the ice. I mean, even just reading the scouting report here, he takes phenomenal care of the puck, can distribute through layers in the neutral zone, isn't afraid to use the center of the ice, and just displays a high level of confidence with the puck on his stick. I mean, that just sounds really refreshing after watching Cody Ceci play defense for a year, but Nimela smartly scans the ice with shoulder checks as he skates to collect the puck, then smartly and decisively acts in a way that quickly moves the play in the other direction. Sign me up. Between the guys that the Maple Leafs have and have had on their blue line over the last couple of seasons, I mean, Justin Hall, Cody Ceci, Martin Marincin, those are guys that come to mind who aren't necessarily small, but who also don't necessarily use their size to do anything, really, when they're out there on the ice. So I wouldn't necessarily judge Nimela just because he's a little bit smaller. If anything, I would look at his body of work in a professional men's league, and I would be encouraged by that, because I think that'll make his transition to the North American ice a little bit easier. And like we mentioned off the top, Nimela did win Defenseman of the Tournament last year at the 2021 World Junior Championships, and Rasmus Sandin won the previous year. So the Maple Leafs actually have a little bit of a streak going here, and with Nimela returning, he gets an opportunity to defend that streak, I guess, but past winners include Alexander Romanov, Rasmus Dahlin, Thomas Chabot, Zach Werenski, Vladislav Gavrikov, Rasmus Ristolainen, Jacob Trouba, Brandon Gormley, Ryan Ellis, Alex Pietrangelo, Eric Carlson, Drew Doughty. There's a lot of very, very encouraging names there. And just to put into perspective how impressive Nimela's 2021-2022 season has been so far, up on the screen is a list of individual seasons going back to 1999-2000 of defensemen under the age of 20 playing in Finland's top league, the SM Liiga. And it's sorted by points per game, and Toby Nimela is second on this list. Tied with Miro Heiskanen's age 18 season, ahead of Ville Heinola's age 19 season, Esa Lindell's age 20 season, Sami Vatanen's age 19 season, Jani Pitkinen's age 19 season, Axel Rendell, which is another Toronto Maple Leafs prospect, is on here a couple of times as well. You know, outside of Miro Heiskanen, he did it at age 18. That's a little bit more impressive. Not a ton of star names, but some really good impact defensemen in the NHL, and Toby Nimela has been better than pretty much all of them at his age. His 24 points in 31 games is good for 10th in league scoring over there, and I believe he was even higher at one point. This is him on a little bit of a cold spell, but he's still the leading defensive scorer over there at the age of 19. And just because we can, we're going to show off the fact that the Maple Leafs acquired the pick that they used to select Nimela in a trade with the Ottawa Senators, where they traded down, so the 44th pick in exchange for the 59th and the 64th, and in that trade, they also got the next guy who we're going to talk about, Roni Irvine. Roni Irvine is another Finn, and if you've paid attention to Maple Leaf prospects at the World Juniors the last couple of years, they had 3 of them there last year. It would have been Nimela, Irvine, and then Mikko Kokkonen. And Kokkonen, I believe, was with the Marlies towards the end of last year, but he's back over in Finland right now. And it's actually cool because we mentioned Axel Rendell a little bit earlier on. Him and Rendell were actually teammates last year, and they played on the same D pairing together, and that was just a really cool side note to throw in here. I don't know, there's a lot of Maple Leafs Finnish prospects, but Roni Irvine is 19 turning 20, and he plays center, but more than likely projects to be on the wing at higher levels. 5'9" and 172 pounds, but again, don't get stuck on that, because basically every single scouting report I've ever read on this guy says that he plays a lot bigger than that. And when the Maple Leafs drafted him towards the end of the second round in 2020, a lot of scouts came out and said that this guy has first round talent, but slipped because he is undersized. But to know that he plays bigger than what he actually is, and he has added some weight since being drafted, I'm not really too worried about him. The most frustrating thing probably when you're watching hockey is to see a guy who's just big for nothing. But it's a hell of a lot of fun to see the zippy little small guy throwing around his weight. And that's Roni Irvine. And just like Toby Nimela, at the end of this year, he'll be 20 years old and already have 3 professional seasons in a men's league under his belt by the time he comes over to North America. He isn't a guy that's exactly going to light up the scoreboard, but with 16 points in 28 games in the SM League so far, he is on pace to establish a new career high in points. And if we're looking at the scouting report that Elite Prospects has for him here, it says that Irvine is responsible in the defensive zone, maintaining an elevated work rate and putting on a clinic in body leverage going into puck retrievals. He does a fantastic job of anticipating plays, closing passing and shooting lanes, and making defensive switches on the cycle. He moves the puck with pace and regularly finds teammates with high danger passes. And again, he's used to playing against fully grown men in the SM Liga, but in last year's WJC, he had 6 points in 7 games when playing best on best in his own age group. Matthew Knies, who's going to be on Team USA in their top 6 and on their power play, is probably the guy that most people are going to be excited about because he's 6'3" and 205 pounds and throws his weight around like an absolute heat-seeking missile every time he's on the ice. And I need you to know, when I say that a guy throws his weight around, I don't mean that he's going out there laying bone-crushing hits. I mean that he's using his size to his advantage to be good at hockey. When the Maple Leafs drafted this guy towards the end of the second round in 2021, he was one of their 3 picks that year. And when they drafted him, the reaction was, yeah, the Leafs took a guy about where he was projected to go. And, maybe that's not the most exciting thing, but a lot of people were like, no, trust me, this guy is going to remind you a lot of Zach Hyman. And you're going to love him for that. And I want to be careful with that because I don't want to pencil guys in to say that this is the expectation here. I want him to establish himself as Matthew Knies, not new Zach Hyman. But at the same time, if you're looking at that comparison, Zach Hyman's a good player, but I wouldn't say that he's the most talented guy out there. And when you're drafting players, especially in the second round, you're looking for talent. And as we've seen with Matthew Knies this year, the talent is very much there. And a lot of people are really warming up to this pick. And they're actually saying that the Maple Leafs found first-round talent towards the end of the second round yet again. The way Knies establishes body positioning drives his value in every dimension of the game. He tries to be first on every puck at all costs, getting his leg in front of his opponents, then coming across their body with his hips to steal off the defender. Some off-puck awareness makes Knies a bit of a scoring threat, hunting space after passing. And having seen highlights of this guy play this year, he's got a sneaky good shot. And that's led to him having 16 points in 18 games and 7 goals in his, freshman year of college, his first season in the NCAA. I don't know when we see this guy at the NHL level. Maybe a couple of seasons from now. But I wouldn't be surprised to see him go from the Marlies to the Leafs the first year that he is playing professional hockey. Alright, I know that I said that I was going to be talking about the Maple Leaf prospects that are going to the World Juniors and also their prospect pool as a whole and some misconceptions and false narratives in regards to some of those prospects, but I edited the video together and it's well over 18 minutes long. So I am choosing to do the responsible thing as a content creator and just make 2 videos. So if you would like that video to be released tomorrow on the 27th, because this one's getting put out on the 26th, and it is Christmas as I'm recording this, just leave me a like on the video if you did like and subscribe for more, because more is always on the way. And no, I'm not ending the video off just yet. That just happened to fit in that space when I was talking. But I just wanted to say Merry Christmas to you and your family, and a Happy New Year as well. You'll probably see me once or twice more before the end of the year. But just wanted to say that because I know that sometimes the holidays are tough, and even now when some people are not together or they're separated for various reasons, it can be difficult. And I just wanted to take some time to say thank you for making me a part of your weekly lives, I guess, because we're here 3 or 4 times a week doing stuff. So thank you, thank you. It's weird. I have met some of you, but there's a lot of you that I haven't met, and it's me talking to my iPhone basically in my basement. So it's weird sometimes, but it's a good weird. So Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year to you and your families and your loved ones. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.